Now, imagine this. Every Tour de France winner of this century lining up against each other one more time, all in their absolute prime. Who would come out on top? To make it fair, every rider gets the exact same conditions, identical training methods, nutrition, equipment, and support. Strip everything down, and what remains is pure talent, racing instinct, and mentality. So, let's rank the 12 different Tour winners of the 21st century. We start with the early years of this century, and the strange thing is, technically, we don't even have a Tour winner there. Well, we did have one. Lance Armstrong wore yellow in Paris 7 times between 1999 and 2005 and stood alone as the record holder for Tour victories until 2012. But the American was found guilty of using banned substances. All his Tour results were erased, and he was banned from cycling for life. No replacement winners were officially named for those years. In 2006, Oscar Pereiro appears on the winners list. But he wasn't actually the rider standing in yellow in Paris. That was another American doping scandal, Floyd Landis. Landis tested positive during the Tour and was eventually stripped of the title. After years of denial, he later admitted to using banned substances. Enough about Landis, though. Pereiro is the official winner. The Spaniard won the Tour in a very unusual way by gaining a massive amount of time in an early breakaway. He took nearly half an hour in stage 13 and managed to defend enough of that advantage to eventually win the race. Pereiro won one Tour stage in his career and never really came close to repeating the achievement. In my ranking, Pereiro lands in 12th place. In 2007, we finally get the first Tour winner who actually remained the winner after standing on the podium in Paris, Alberto Contador. The Spaniard would go on to win the Tour twice, adding another victory in 2009. He also crossed the line in yellow in 2010, but was later removed from the results after testing positive for clenbuterol. Contador was known for his aggressive racing style and explosive accelerations. He won 3 Tour stages and also claimed multiple victories in both the Giro and the Vuelta. I place Contador in 4th place overall. It really was the era of Spanish GC riders, because in 2008, Carlos Sastre became the next winner. Sastre was a pure climber with a diesel engine, calm, durable, and dangerous whenever the road kept going uphill long enough. He had already finished 3rd in the Tour in 2006 and 2nd in the Vuelta in 2007. In 2009, he also finished 2nd in the Giro. Sastre won 3 Tour stages in his career, and I'd place him in 9th. The winner of the 2010 Tour is Andy Schleck, who inherited the title after Contador's disqualification. Schleck had already finished 2nd in both the Tour and the Giro before finally getting his yellow jersey. He never managed to win the Tour on the road afterward, although he did finish 2nd again in 2011. The Luxembourger won 3 Tour stages in total. I put Schleck in 8th place. In 2011, it was finally time for Cadel Evans. After finishing 2nd in both 2007 and 2008, the Australian finally stood on the top step ahead of the Schleck brothers. Evans was a complete GC rider who performed strongly in both time trials and mountain stages and was known for his consistency. He won 2 Tour stages, and I'd rank him in 6th place. Bradley Wiggins kicked off the successful Team Sky era by winning the 2012 Tour de France. The Brit could rely on an incredibly strong team, especially Chris Froome, whose climbing often looked stronger than Wiggins, but who was held back by Team Sky management from riding for his own chances. Froome still finished 2nd overall. Wiggins was a master against the clock and built his advantage mainly in the time trials, though he could be vulnerable in the mountains. He won 2 Tour stages, and I placed the Brit in 11th place. We already mentioned the next winner. In 2013, Chris Froome won the first of his 4 Tours de France. In every edition, he could count on an incredibly strong team, the famous Sky Train. His teammates would set a brutal pace in the mountains to wear down the competition, and once Froome attacked, it was usually over. Froome could sustain an absurdly high power output and was also excellent in time trials. He won 7 Tour stages, as well as 2 Vueltas and 1 Giro. I place Froome in second place overall. Right in the middle of Froome's dominance, an Italian managed to take the throne. Vincenzo Nibali won the Tour in 2014. He grabbed yellow in stage 2 and never gave it up. The moment that stands out most is the cobbled stage, where he finished third and gained huge time on his rivals. Nibali won 6 Tour stages in total and also claimed 2 Giros and 1 Vuelta. I give Nibali 5th place. The British fans didn't have to wait long after Froome's final Tour win for another champion. Geraint Thomas won the Tour in 2018. Froome had already won the Giro that season and was chasing the double in the Tour. But when Thomas took over the yellow jersey, the team fully backed him, and rightly so. During the 2018 Tour, nobody could match him. He would later finish third again in 2022. Thomas won 3 Tour stages in total, and I rank him in 7th place. These were still the years of Team Sky, because in 2019, yet another rider from the team took the title. Egan Bernal won the Tour ahead of teammate Thomas. Bernal later added a Giro victory, but unfortunately, much of his career has been defined by injuries. A real shame, because he arrived in cycling with so much promise. Bernal never won a Tour stage, and I place him in 10th place. If I had to make a list of the greatest Tour winners ever, this rider might already be at the very top. Tadej Pogacar has already won 4 Tours, and honestly, it doesn't look like he's finished yet. I probably don't even need to explain how absurd some of his performances have been. He won his first Tour in 2020 by dramatically beating Roglic in the final time trial. He followed it up with victories in 2021, 2024, and 2025. The Slovenian has already won an incredible 21 Tour stages. I can't put anyone else but Pogacar in first place. The most recent addition to the list of Tour winners is Jonas Vingegaard. He has the distinction of being the rider who managed to beat Pogacar twice in the Tour, forcing Pogacar and his team back to the drawing board for a while. Vingegaard is built for 3-week racing, incredibly consistent, calm under pressure, and strong in the time trial. He has won 4 Tour stages in total. So there it is, the full ranking. And now I'm really curious to hear what you think. Feel free to completely destroy my list in the comments. If you're interested in more content like this, I also made a ranking of the Giro winners. You can find the link to that video in the description below.